Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Fabric Friday with me, Mary Morningstar Johnson from Ruby and Violet Designs. So today I have a really fun fabric designer to talk to you about. He goes by the name Giucy Giuce, and I'm also going to be talking about a subscription box that I love. And I'm going to talk to you about that same company that does the subscription box, only they also do a mystery quilt twice a year, or it might be every quarter now. But I'm really excited to talk to you guys about these, and I hope you enjoy. So for those of you that don't know, Giucy Giuce is a New York City quilter, fabric designer, pattern maker, sewing teacher. He has partnered with Allison Glass, who is also amazing, to do these mini series. I think there's a Flying Geese one, and right now there's a log cabin one that they're doing, and I haven't gotten into those yet, but they look really fun and I love the colors, and it's something I'm definitely interested in checking out more when I have a chance. And the colors that he uses generally in his fabric collections are all over the rainbow. They are absolutely beautiful. Reds, oranges, yellows, greens, blues, purples. And so it's kind of interesting that usually, like if you look him up on Instagram and see his Instagram, you're going to notice the array of super brightly colored photographs. And so to the contrast of that, the quilt that I'm going to be showing you later in the show is all of his fabric, but they are the more subdued colors from his fabric. And the line of fabric that the quilt I did is from is his Quantum collection. And so I definitely recommend checking him out on Instagram, and I hope that you enjoy seeing the quilt that I have to show you. So before I get into showing you the specifics on the Giucy Giuce fabric, I'm going to tie it in by talking about the subscription box that I started back in 2016. My husband wanted to get me a really nice birthday present, and it was I think he started looking in April of 2016, because my birthday's in May. And he came across this great subscription box called Cotton Cuts. And I remember back in, I think, 2012, 2011, 2012, my sister had a subscription to a subscription box, and it came, had different cosmetics and hair care and different beauty supplies, and I had never heard of a subscription box before, and I thought, wow, it'd be really cool if there was a fabric subscription box. And lo and behold, my husband found me this amazing fabric subscription box, and the company is called Cotton Cuts, and the packaging is beautiful. The fabrics every month were beautiful, and they would email you a tracking number so you knew when it was coming, and you could go on and manage your account, so you could snooze it a month if you didn't want to pay for it, unless you, I guess, paid up front. I think ours was monthly. So but anyway, there's a lot of flexibility in how you want to set up your account, and so it's definitely something worth checking out. And another little perk that I love too when I would get the box each month is that they would always include a postcard of a fabric designer, and it would show some of their fabrics or a quilt that they've designed, a quilt pattern that they've designed, or and they would also put in a little gift. So one month I got like a little nail file. I think around Easter they put some Easter candy in the box. Just little cute things. Sometimes they would have a little panel with a cute saying on it, or a little extra piece of a panel from a fabric that coordinated with the box, and just every detail was perfect, and I just really felt like they put a lot of love and care into the box, and so it was really a fun treat to get every month, and it was a very fun birthday present. So anyway, I wanted to show you just kind of what one looked like when I would get it. So it would come in a box, and then they would have these cute little fabrics just all folded up in these little fat quarters, nice in these little boxes. And it would come in a little bit bigger of a box, and so they'd put a little fun treat, and there'd be pretty tissue, and they have their logo, they have really fun stickers that are all different colors, and everything was just bright and cheery and colorful and packaged so nicely, and it's just really fun to get. And so when I was doing this box subscription, I started getting these emails about a mystery quilt that you could participate in. And so you would pay, I think it was $25 a month for 9 or 10 months, and you would get a little kit in the mail with instructions and then all of the pre-cut pieces. So you're getting fabric, you don't even have to cut it. All you have to do is follow the directions and sew it together. And so at the end of the 9 or 10 months, you would get the final directions, and it would tell you how to put this mystery quilt together. And you could pick your colorway that you wanted. You didn't obviously know what the pattern was going to be. They were designed by Sheila Christensen, who is an Australian quilt pattern designer. She's really fun, and she follows along, and you can hashtag your progress into Instagram, and she even gives you feedback, and I just really thought that was cool. I thought, oh, she responded to my post. So that's really fun. It makes it a little bit more personable when the designer is actually communicating with you as you're going. And so that's where Giucy Giuce comes into play, because I was doing this mystery quilt, and I asked my husband which colorway he would want me to choose, because I was thinking I would make the quilt for him. And he picked the Giucy Giuce colorway, and it was, again, with his quantum fabric. And anyway, that's how I found out about him. This one with the fabric from Giucy Giuce was my second mystery quilt, and I loved how it turned out. It's not done yet, it's just the quilt top. I haven't put the borders on yet. I'm probably going to, I have some extra fabric, and I'm probably going to expand the border section a little bit so that it will fit on our bed, because I like for quilts to really go over all the sides of the bed really well. So anyway, I just wanted to show you what the instructions looked like a little bit. So we get these each month, and they'd be labeled 1, 2, 3 through 10, and it would tell you how many pieces you should have in the package, and that was really helpful, because then I could just quick count, make sure that I had all the pieces, and then when I went back to actually sew the pieces together, I would kind of know that they're already there. So anyway, I hope that you might check out Cotton Cuts, and I'm excited to show you the quilt. So here is the fabric colorway that of the Giucy Giuce fabrics. And this was, again, from Cotton Cuts. This colorway was Team Beatrice. And you can see that they labeled the fabrics A through E, so that when you're looking over your instructions, you can really know which fabrics are which, and you just kind of keep this at your fingertips so that you don't get confused when you're sewing your pieces together. As you can tell, Giucy Giuce's fabrics in his Quantum collection are very geometric. The line work is very intricate. The fabrics themselves are reminiscent of a little bit architectural drawings, maybe scientific or engineering type drawings, but the line work itself is beautiful. And when you put all the fabrics together that were chosen for this mystery quilt, the fabrics together give a very strong nature vibe to the fabrics, and I think that it's a combination of the colors together. They are a little bit more muted, more natural tones of the colors. But as I mentioned earlier, I just think that it's such an interesting contrast to see Giucy Giuce's fabric collection versus what was chosen for this mystery quilt, because his fabric is so bright and it is so colorful. And even though this quilt does have a lot of color to it, it's definitely more muted compared to his fabric collections. But I don't find a problem with that. I think that the quilt design is gorgeous. I think that it really accentuates Giucy Giuce's fabric in an excellent and very productive way. But I also think that it's a really good example to see a fabric designer that has such a strong vision for their work, and then to see how a quilt designer would interpret their design with that fabric designer's fabric and give a whole new perspective to that work. And so I think that in this case, I think that Sheila Christensen was really successful in using Giucy Giuce's fabric to portray her quilt design. And I am super excited to get this quilt finished and get it put on my bed. Thank you guys for tuning in to this week's Fabric Friday, and I look forward to seeing you next week.